They've been here for 70 years. In every town and village in the colony, local sheriffs and judges get to make up their own rules. And after they've done that for 8 years, they're pretty powerful. Then when the witch trials start, these men help to spread the problem because they are able to use it for their own financial benefit. The first accusations of witchcraft happened in Salem Village. These people are Calvinists. They have really severe beliefs. They're especially strict with kids, and that goes double for girls. Boys at least go to school and they play outside. Girls don't play at all, and no one teaches them anything. If you have a daughter, she sits in the corner 24 hours a day. No one speaks to her. If she's still alive at age 14, she suddenly has value to her father, financial value. He can either send her out as an indentured servant for 7 years, he makes money on that, or he can marry the girl off, in which case he picks a boy from the family that will give him a big piece of land in exchange for the daughter. The girls do not like the system. In February 1692, the minister's daughter was so worried about who they might make her marry in a few years, she and her cousin play a forbidden fortune-telling game to find out who their husbands will be. 9-year-old Betty Harris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams break some eggs in a glass of water, and they watch the egg whites float in the glass. The egg whites are supposed to magically show them an image of their future husbands' faces. Little Abigail does not see anything appear in this glass. Betty does, but it's not the vision she expects. Instead of seeing a face, she thinks she sees a casket or a coffin. It scares her so much, she just collapses on the floor. And then she stays there for days. She won't speak or move or get up. Today, a doctor would say, this kid's in a state of shock. In 1692, with no science and no such thing as medical school, the local man says, I think there's a witch afflicting her. Neighbors hear that, they rush to the minister's house. Now they're all fussing over this girl who won't get up. That's the first time they ever paid attention to a female child in the 70-year history of the village. And all the people fussing over her have their own daughters at home and some teenage maidservants too. Those girls do not understand why Betty is suddenly getting all kinds of attention, but they're still being completely ignored. 8 of those other girls started to deliberately throw themselves on the floor, rolling around, screaming and yelling, knocking stuff over, and boy did it work. Those adults very quickly shifted all their attention to the noisy girls, and they shipped Betty out of town. Once little Betty was with a different family in a different community, she recovered in 2 days, never accused a single person of being a witch. The other girls didn't name any witches or wizards either. They admitted they were pretending. But the adults wouldn't let them admit it publicly, because the adults had already started accusing people they didn't like of being witches and wizards. This spread rapidly throughout the whole county, because you could accuse anyone you wanted. In a witch trial, there is never physical evidence. The only evidence is invisible. If I say you sent some invisible birds to bite me, you are arrested. As an accuser, I don't ever have to prove anything. It is the person being accused who must disprove the existence of invisible creatures. You can't do it. You are never allowed a lawyer. No one is ever allowed to testify on your behalf. You will spend months in the dungeon being mistreated before you ever get to trial. At trial, you will, in all cases, be found guilty. And then you're sentenced to die. It's a death penalty offense. You're about to see part of the trial of Elizabeth Proctor. She is accused by her former servant, Mary Warren. This is real testimony you're hearing from 326 years ago. We now will let the trial begin.